All right. What's going on, everyone? How's it going? I am the tiniest little bit late. I thought I had everything set up for the stream, nice and dandy handy, doing it to it. As you can see, I have a new, if you've been here before, you can see I have a new layout going on for the stream. I worked on this randomly in a little fever dream at like 2 a.m. the other day. That's typically how I work on stuff. I am just sitting around, it gets super late, and I'm like, you know what? I all of a sudden have the motivation to change everything. But when I was just about to get started, I noticed I didn't have the screens completely set in place properly, so there were like black bars on the either side of the gameplay within the boxes themselves. So I had to fix all that up to get everything looking good for my, my need for order. I like things to look well, look good. I'm stalling right now for some reason, but we're back today looking for the shiny Pokemon gods. We have done this shiny hunt in the past a few times, and by a few times I mean more than a few times. We've done this a pretty good amount. I'm at 7,800 total encounters across these 4 Pokemon here, so we are ever so close to odds. I'm be willing to bet that we hit odds today. Most likely, I would imagine we get to 8,200 by the end of today. That seems very likely. Well, maybe, I don't know. These resets are not like the slowest in the world, but they're also not like insanely fast. But we'll see. Cause like, I think what? No, actually, okay. I'm trying. It's been a second since we've done this hunt. I'm trying to think in my head, like, how quickly can I normally pump out these encounters? No, I think 400 encounters in like an hour and a half is actually very doable. Hour and a half to like 2 hours. I think that's actually very doable. So yeah, we should be able to get to odds. Hopefully we don't get there. Hopefully we can just grab us up a nice shiny here real quick like, but if we don't, we should definitely be able to get to over odds or right at, odds by the end of today. Always going to make sure everything is running smooth and good to go, and I believe we are looking good. I got home like 20 minutes ago, 15 minutes before I was supposed to start the stream. I went out to grab some dinner for Emily and I, and it just kind of ended up taking a little bit longer than I would have liked. The pizza place, I got pizza for Emily, and it wasn't very busy, and yet pizza is not like fast food. Obviously, I'm not expecting it to come out like that, but normally I feel like it gets done faster than it did, especially considering how few people were actually in the store. But man, it don't really matter. Everything all's well that ends well. It all worked out, so we're all good there. We are all good to go with that. I just grabbed some Cookout because I wanted some. I knew I was in a time crunch to get everything, to grab all of our food and get back, and we don't live in the most convenient location compared to things, so it takes a decent bit of a drive to get anywhere. If we want to, other than like 3 or 4 restaurants near us, that's not like too terribly far away, but basically everything else is like a 40-minute round trip of driving. Which, I mean, in reality, for a lot of people, that's probably the case. Like 20 minutes there, 20 minutes back is probably pretty realistic for a lot of people in a lot of places. So, nothing really crazy out of the new here, out of the blue. I don't know what saying I'm looking for there. Definitely a lot of people out there who have to drive even longer distances, even farther time. That was farther distances and longer time. That's what I should have said right there. Got those 2 units of measurement flipped around. But yeah, so I grabbed Cookout because one, Cookout's the only affordable fast food restaurant anymore. It's the only place you can go out to eat. You can obviously go to some of these places and get like the bare minimum, and maybe you spend $5-6, but like the bare minimum at these places like McDonald's and whatever, it's very very little food. Like you're not gonna, maybe some people are. I am a big dude, so I am maybe in the minority there, but yeah, Cookout being under $9 for a entree and 2 sides and a drink. I mean, it's the best deal you can get on fast food right now. Like if you're just trying to get something quick, grab it and go, dude, there's really no better option, I think, for the amount of food you get for the money. At least not around me. If anyone has any hidden gems of a restaurant to recommend, I am all ears. Although I am trying to eat better and not go out to eat at fast food as much. Usually failing in that goal. I unfortunately am just not a great cook. I always try and teach my, I try to cook. I'm just not good at it. Not in like a, I think I've seen someone say before, like, oh, people who say they're not good cooks, they just are lazy and don't want to do it or something. And it's like, no, I'm genuinely just bad at it. I think I'm just bad at the time management aspect of it. I'm bad at time management in general. But like trying to make more than one thing, if it's sure, obviously, if it's like you're really just focused on one thing, I'm sure, okay, maybe not that bad. But like generally, if you want to make a good substantial meal, you have to kind of focus on multiple things at once. And I have a hard time doing that. I feel like I either just like overcook something, undercook something, don't season one part of it well enough, and then just, yeah, it always just feels like a mess. So I'm trying to get better at figuring out how I can eat at home without going out to eat. I think I added the encounter before I actually reset the game, so I think we're good there. So I do need to really figure that out, which I've been better about this week. I've been better about eating at home during the day, at least. Dinner is always a tough one because at the end of a long work day, it's just kind of like so much more convenient and just kind of easy on your mind to just go grab something and not have to worry about making dinner. Although I gotta be real, I don't think the cookout really filled me up like I would have enjoyed. I'm honestly kind of already starting to feel a little hungry again. Like, it feels really filling in the moment. Like, they give you a good number of fries, and you know, people always say potatoes are very satiating, very satisfying, supposed to really leave you full, but I don't know. I'm honestly starting to feel a little hunger again. But that could also be the fact that by eating at home and trying to be better, I am eating a bit less at home as well, so could also be hungry due to that. I just realized I intended to make myself a protein shake before the stream and drink that, and that would probably help hold me over a little bit, but I forgot because I was kind of rushing, so maybe I'll make one of those before the end of the night. I feel like I need the... Unfortunately, right now with all the pollen that's going around, like you can really see it. It's like all over the front of my car right now. You go if I go stand outside with my dogs for 2 minutes, I notice little specks of pollen just resting on my phone. If I get on my phone, so with my sinus issues and allergies and all that, I gotta like massage my freaking sinuses, which I've had bad allergies my entire life. I've never had to do this. I've never been so congested and so like swollen that I need to literally massage my sinuses to make myself feel better. Getting old is truly a wonderful thing. Quite lovely. 10 out of 10. Would recommend. Would recommend. JK, I would not. The saying, I've heard the saying before, and I'm starting to fully agree with it. Youth is wasted on the young. In fact, probably I'm not even 30 yet. In the grand scheme of things, I'm still very young. I acknowledge that. I'm sure there are 50, 60-year-olds out there who think I don't even know half of it. There's so much I could be taking advantage of that I'm not. But like, shoot, I just look at, I feel like that's something a lot of people fall into the trap of. Looking back and then looking at those who are in that time period that you're looking back on and being like, oh, you just don't know what I would do different because of this, that, and the other, and what I know now. I feel like that's just natural. I feel like it's unavoidable as a person. But yeah, I think back on like late high school, early college, and I'm like, here's, think back, I'm like, here's the things I could have done differently. Maybe ways I could have, helped myself move forward. Now, granted, all those things that you think about are always like with the benefit of hindsight and with knowledge and everything that you've gained. And it's like, there's no way you're possibly going to know all this to implement in that time. And it's, like I said, it's the same way now. In 10 years, I'll probably be looking back at myself now and thinking like, oh, these are all the things I could have done differently to be at a better point now, and blah, 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 blah. And yeah, life. I should really move on to a more cheery topic, shouldn't I? What that topic should be, though, I don't freaking know. Good Lord, I've not had much at all going on since last time I streamed. Life has become pretty, during the work week, really not much happens, personally, and then the weekend is when kind of things pick up and happen and can report on more happening stuff. I guess really the only thing from this week is Emily and I have started watching a new show called Shrinking on Apple TV Plus. It's pretty fun. It's a pretty good show. It's not like, the most groundbreaking, mind-bending like drama that's gonna blow you away, but it's a very fun show. It's not a Severance type where it's like insane cinematography and crazy story and mystery and all these nuances and this, that, the other. It's a fun comedy with fun character writing and good character writing. Like, the characters are written well. They're goofy, they're more zany than probably your traditional person actually is, but like they also have good underlying written character arcs and like good stories. So it's a fun show. It's enjoyable. We're enjoying it. Like, the actors are, they're all good. Jason Segel is kind of like the main character, I guess you'd say, Jimmy. And I still, to this day, I only see him as Marshall from How I Met Your Mother. He's in a number of other things, like, what is it? Forgetting Sarah Marshall. I think he was in that movie as well. Or in that movie. Him Yum and Shrinking are shows, but he was in that movie. Trying to think of other things. What other things have I seen Jason Segel in? I know it's definitely been other stuff. It's not just those two things, but I'm blanking on them right now. But I am such a massive How I Met Your Mother fan. I've watched that show probably 7-8 times all the way through. And there's 9 seasons, like 20 episodes a season. I've watched that show a lot. Now, not nearly as much in recent years. It was like I started watching it in my senior year of high school. I actually started watching How I Met Your Mother because my senior year of high school, I was doing kind of an internship in a way. I did these like 3 years of drafting classes during freshman, sophomore, junior year of high school, and that qualified me to do a internship for class credit, for school credit, with a local engineering company who was kind of connected to the high school. So for my last 2 periods of the day, 3 days a week, I only went Monday, Wednesday, Friday, but Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I went after my classes were done. I took college classes in the morning. I did dual enrollment with the local college. So first and second period was English at the local college. And then third and fourth period were AP Calc and AP Physics. And then when I was done with that, I went to my internship after lunch on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, which lasted until 5, end of work day for them. But on Tuesday, Thursday, if I wasn't working, because I had that internship at the engineering company, and then I was working at Jersey Mike's at the time during my senior year of high school. And so the reason why I didn't do my internship 5 days a week is because my parents needed me to work and I wanted to have money. So, since it's like I could work after my internship, but generally the way the shifts were like organized and planned out, you wouldn't really come in later than 5 to finish out the day. Sometimes if need be, you would have to, but generally it was like you start your shift at like 3 or 4 and then go to like 9 o'clock to, close whatever. So generally Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I was not working at Jersey Mike's. So I had to work entirely on Saturday, Sunday, or Tuesday, Thursday. And that's why my brain is going a million miles an hour with what all I'm trying to talk about for this story. I'm trying to keep it all straight. So yeah, where I was getting from that is Tuesday, Thursday, since I didn't have my internship, I would come home and I would have lunch. And if I wasn't working at Jersey Mike's that day, I was basically done with school at like 1 o'clock. Actually earlier than that, like probably 12 something. So I would come home, watch TV. All my friends are still in school. They're not doing any of these internship things. So I'm trying to like scroll through TV and find something to watch because they're just like, what's on streaming? Oh God, what year was this? I guess it was like 2013. Streaming was still like a thing. Like, Netflix existed and all that. Wasn't nearly the big thing it is now. So wasn't nearly as much streaming content to watch in terms of, Netflix and HBO Max and Hulu and blah, 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 blah. Apple TV Plus, like I was talking about with shrinking. But so I would, I was trying to find stuff to watch and I figured out, I think it was CBS. They played How I Met Your Mother for 2 hours every day around like 1 o'clock. So from 1 to 3 every day, they played How I Met Your Mother. And so I just started watching random episodes of the show because I'd never watched it before. I didn't know anything about it. And yeah, it was all that was on. I was like, oh, this is funny. This is enjoyable. So I would just watch random episodes of the show for a few hours before everyone got off from school and everything, and have people to play video games with or hang out with and all that stuff. But yeah, so I started watching How I Met Your Mother just randomly after school, and then my best friend in high school found out that I was watching How I Met Your Mother and enjoying it, and he was a big How I Met Your Mother fan, so he'd watch the whole thing, and so he convinced me to actually like watch it, and so I did, and I loved it, and it ended up becoming like a yearly tradition for me. And I think when I started watching How I Met Your Mother, it was right before season 9, so right before the very end. I think I caught up on everything right before season 9 came out, so I watched the 9th season as it was airing. Where was I going with that? Yeah, okay, yeah. And then after the 9th season, it became basically a yearly thing for me for 5-6 years to just rewatch How I Met Your Mother. So I did that constantly. And yeah, that is why when I see Jason Segel, I think of Marshall. And the premise of the shrinking show is that, Jason Segel's character, Jimmy, his wife passed away, and he's a therapist himself. He's a shrink, but he seems like he desperately needs a therapist because he's not handling her passing very well, which is understandable, and it's pretty tragic when your partner abruptly dies like that. But I'm always in my head, like whenever he's talking about his dead wife, I always make a joke to myself in my head, and I'm like, oh, Lily, he had to go and die, leave Marshall all sad. Because that's who Marshall was married to in How I Met Your Mother. If you are unaware, it's Lily. Let's see, who else is in the show? Harrison Ford is in the show, which is pretty cool. I've never really seen too much of Harrison Ford outside of Star Wars, Indiana Jones, and I think I've watched that one action movie he's in. What is it called? He's like really young in the movie. I can't remember what it's called though. I can like picture this one scene, but I just cannot think for the life of me of what that movie is called with Harrison Ford. Anyways, I think that's about all I've never really seen him in a more comedic role, less. I mean, he's still Harrison Ford in the show in the sense that he's like grumpy and old and gruffy and all that. But he's very freaking funny. Like, his character is hilarious. So that's fun to watch, seeing him be someone different than, which Han Solo is a funny character in Star Wars, but to a different extent. And then let's see. I don't know the name of the. So Harrison Ford's character is also a shrink. He's also a therapist, but he's like, the older, wiser guy, and I guess he runs the practice that Jimmy Jason Segel works at, and they also have another therapist there named Gabby, and I don't know what she's a younger woman. I don't know what her. I don't think I've ever seen her actress in anything else, but she's funny as well. And then what Jason Segel or Jimmy's daughter, again, I don't think I've ever seen the actress before. Yeah, she's funny. I mean, she's kind of like the bratty teenager, but she has funny moments, I guess. She's more about the rebellious bratty teenager that is also dealing with the fact that her mom passed away. So there's that. Then their next door neighbors in the show, the wife is more of an integral character into the story. She's more involved. The husband just kind of chimes in with little comedy relief lines, and God, he's fucking hilarious. Every time he's on, he like just pops up out of nowhere. I just know I'm about to get a laugh out. Like, God, and I think he's so funny to me because like he's me. There's one scene, they're all like, the main character Jimmy, one of his patients is a young black man who served in Afghanistan and is going through PTSD and all that. And so he gets kicked out of his parents' house, and so Jason Segel's character takes him in to live with him, which I think in terms of like a therapist-client relationship is maybe not correct and not supposed to be a thing. But he's going with a rogue therapist style. Anyways, he takes in Sean as his name to live with him, and Sean's like taking out the garbage or something, and one of his neighbors comes out, and she's like an older white lady, and she's kind of being racist and being like, oh, what are you doing in this neighborhood, what are you doing, and all that. And then the other neighbor, who's like the more main character, she walks over and she tells Pam, who's like being racist, like to fuck off and all that. And her husband drives up, and he's just being all happy and chipper like he normally is. And he asks what's going on, and Liz is the wife, the more integral character, and she's like, oh, Pam's over here. He says hey to Pam, very happy, and his wife is like, no, don't say hey to Pam, we don't like Pam. And he just turns to Pam and goes, eat a dick, Pam. And then Jimmy and Liz, the wife, the neighbor, have a little spat over stuff going on, like neighborly stuff, and her husband Derek is like, do you need me to go over there and kick Jimmy's ass? And she's like, no, it's fine, we're just having a little, it's fine. He goes, oh, okay, good, I like that guy. I don't know why, it gets a laugh out of me every time. Like he's so I don't know if this is the correct wording, but he's a himbo. I don't know if that's the correct wording or not. He's just like he's a doofus. Like, he's just, I don't know. Seems like he's got nothing going on up there, and he's just so funny with the things he says. Always gets a chuckle out of me. But yeah, that's basically the events of my life the past few days. Watching TV. Working and watching TV and playing Pokemon. When I'm not on stream, I also am playing Pokemon, which I mainly am playing Pokemon to set up to play Pokemon here. I've been clearing out. I think I've basically cleared out my copy of Black 2 as well as I can in terms of the Unova Dex. All I can really do is I need Braviary and Rufflet because they are White 2 exclusives. So I need to get one of those for my copy of White 2 eventually, trade them over so I can round out the Unova Dex and Black 2. I also need to get the Reuniclus line because they're also exclusive to White 2. I think those are the only version exclusives from Unova that I need to get. I'm trying to think, is there any other version exclusives? It's Braviary, Reuniclus. Is there anything else? I mean, obviously, Zekrom and Reshiram, but in my, what do you call it? when trying to get the Liberty Garden, Liberty Pass or whatever it is, so we can go do the Victini shiny hunt. You have to, with a 3DS, like connect to a DNS server, and then allows you to access old mystery gifts. But it's not like you don't get to choose the mystery gift. It just kind of like you just load it up and you just randomly get given a mystery gift from all the ones that have happened over the years, or way back in the day when these games were current, when Black 2 White 2 were current, not these games. I ended up getting like an event Reshiram and Zekrom. So instead of having to go through the whole hassle of like catching Reshiram and Zekrom, because I do need to eventually shiny hunt them. So like instead of catching any potential shiny hunt targets, I just use the ones that I got from the mystery gift events that came through for me while trying to get the Liberty Pass. Same with, which, like, in order to get the national decks and all that to fill out to get the shiny charm, you don't need any mythicals. Like, they're not necessary, but you know, I still got them. You know, I got Darkrai, Shaman. No, actually, I think I just got a Darkrai. I don't think I got a Shaman, actually. Darkrai, Keldeo, Meloetta, and one more. Why am I blanking on the one more? I don't think I got a Genesect, which is interesting. So I need to grab a Genesect somehow. Not that, again, not that I have to, because you don't need it for the national decks. What am I thinking? Or Victini. So like, I am shiny hunting Victini, but they also just did an event Victini that they gave out. So I do have that in the Pokédex as well. I don't think I got an Arceus though, so I've only, which again, mythical, you don't really need it for the national decks, so that's fine. I do need to figure out how I'm going to go about getting a Dialga, Palkia, and Giratina into my Black 2 copy. Because they are Pokemon, those are Pokemon that I need for the national decks in order to get the shiny charm. So I guess I kind of need to finish up this hunt here, kind of clear this out, at least get one of these to be shiny, and then figure out what I want to do moving forward from there with catching all these to then transfer over to Black 2. It's a lot of, this is a big undertaking, this project I'm trying to work on, and I am not the most well known for planning things. I'm kind of a fly by the seat of my pants kind of person. Just, I go where the wind takes me, which is not always a good thing when you're trying to catch 649 Pokemon in order to get a shiny charm for you to then again catch 649 more Pokemon. So planning out the capture of essentially like 1,300 Pokemon, it's a little tough for me. I'm trying to work it out slowly but surely, but it'll certainly take some time for me to get everything completely locked away. But I'll get there eventually. Yo, I said it! I knew it would happen! I wish I had a clip right now. I said Dialga was going to shine first. Holy crap! There's no way that just happened. There's no way that just happened. I've been saying since the beginning, I thought Dialga was going to shine first, and it just friggin' did. That is so green, by the way. I do not remember being so friggin' green. Wow. It is really unfortunate that there is no one here watching this live. Or it doesn't seem like it. No one's popped in the chat. So if you're watching this playback on the little highlight I eventually cut together, come check out the stream. Wherever you're watching it, which I guess would be on this channel. Yeah, subscribe to this channel. Come check out the stream. Because I just got a freaking shiny Dialga out of nowhere. I mean, you're shiny hunting, of course it's out of nowhere, but anyways, I never know what to say. I just kind of start when shinies pop up. Things start spewing out. And I don't really think anymore. Wow. Okay, I need to catch this thing, which I have a Master Ball, so it's not really a big deal. I can easily catch this without too much worry. So I will very gently pick up the DS that it's on. It is on this DS, by the way. You can see no action replay plugged into the device, just a regular DS. We go to the bag, we go to the Pokeballs, and we just chuck a Master Ball at this thing. We not doing anything. We're not, no shenanigans. We ain't trying nothing. We just catching it straight up. maybe these things have an easy catch rate and that wasn't necessary, but I don't think there's really any other shinies in this game that I need to catch like desperately like this. So I'm perfectly fine master balling this. I have no problem with it. So I guess I mean, I'll give it a nickname. Sure, why not? What do I nickname it? I have no idea. We can go with what is a good, I guess it's kind of basic, but I'm gonna go with Kronos, which I guess Kronos isn't really, Kronos is like the king of the Titans and everything, but like it doesn't really have anything to do with time, I guess. But I think of like chronological, you know, order, like time and stuff. Maybe I won't go with Kronos. Plus, I don't think that it actually doesn't fit on here. You get very few characters in Japanese games, and this is a Japanese game, by the way. So how about I gotta think of a short name. Goodness, I'm already bad at nickname, and now they make me I gotta confine myself to something a little bit shorter. How about God, I'm so bad at nicknames. I was kind of thinking about Regal, like Regal. I don't know why. I get a Regal vibe when I look at Dialga, like the most out of all of them. Like, I feel like Dialga looks more Regal than even Arceus. By the way, we're basically exactly 200 encounters below odds, so didn't go over odds. Very nice. But I guess I'm gonna go with sure, why not? Well, actually, I didn't need to press that button. We'll go with Regal, whatever. It fits. I only have 5 letters to go with anyways, so we will go with Regal the Dialga. Now I need to save the game so that I don't lose this. So Rowan, Lucas, stop talking to me, please, and thank you. Okay, where are we going? Bugger off, please. I'm trying to do something here. Okay. Thank you. Let's save the game real quick. I can't believe that just happened. I genuinely can't believe that just happened. I really did not, didn't think that, I mean, I normally go into, I guess it makes sense. Every time I go into a shiny hunting stream, completely just like really not thinking I'm going to find a shiny, I always do. Like, I go into so many streams like gung-ho thinking this has got to be the day. I went in today just like, okay, cool, yeah, we'll see what happens. And what do you know? We got a freaking shiny Dialga. We'll go check out Regal over here. Would you look at just look at that? I don't know how to tell what nature you are. I don't think these games highlight the stat that is booster lowered. So I don't read Japanese, but there we go. That is Regal the Dialga right there. I guess I could try and put it up on a singular screen. If I transfer over here, that gives me our platinum game. I don't think I even have the bottom screen. I do. It is not fully positioned into place yet. So let me see if I can just do this real quick and get it kind of aligned up here. Just to give us a nice big broad look at our new fancy shiny legendary god. That is crazy that just happened. That is crazy. And like I said, I've been calling it since the beginning. My boy Dialga. Dialga was my first Sinnoh legendary. Diamond was the game that I chose when Gen 4 first came out. So me and Dialga just got that connection, I guess. But yeah, and what technically we were at, I don't know if I don't think I added the encounters. So like, really, it was 7,984 in total encounters. But there we go. That is pretty dang sweet. And we're only 30 minutes into the stream, so I don't know what I do. I don't know. I guess I could keep going with a different Pokemon, but then I gotta like reposition myself with a stream title or something. So maybe I'm gonna think about that. What should I move on to? I guess I could I go back to doing Dragonite? Do I even have my copy of Black 2 out here? I don't think I do. I think it is out in the living room because I was playing it earlier. what could I do here? I guess I could, there's always going back to Victini if I wanted to set that up. I could do that. Which I guess for these other games I can just turn them off or reset them or whatever. So Palkia, you can go away, turn that game off. Also turn off Giratina up here and Arceus. I mean, I guess honestly, I just turned all the games off, so I need to turn them back on. I could just keep going. Like, I really could. I could just keep going with the legendaries, just the other 3, and see if I could somehow get insanely lucky and get a second one today. Actually, why don't I do that? So, actually, never mind. Let's turn these back on. Of course, I think of that right after I turn them off. Then I'll get them all turned on. We'll go back to our 4-game setup real quick. Get you all going and running. And obviously, since I have the universal controller, what I need to do for this one down here in the bottom right to keep Dialga up, I think I want to take a screenshot of what we got going on here. So let me go grab my snipping tool. And actually, to make this a little bit more clear, I am going to switch back over to the single game setup. I'm going to do this, and then I'm just going to grab this real quick. Bada bing, bada boom. Step in the room. Oh, does that actually like pause stream at all? Like, does that do anything to the stream? Because it like pauses my own computer screen to take the screenshot. So we'll save this real quick, and we'll go over here, save that. And we'll bring up you. And go back to the 4DS setup. Drop this down here. So now we got the screenshot. Did I move anything else? No. Thought I moved something accidentally. And let me just make sure this game is saved real quick like. Saving again. Always, you know, double, triple, quadruple save just to be sure. And like I said, double save just to keep the scaries away. By scaries, I mean the terrifying idea of potentially resetting over or failing a freaking shiny. So now I will just turn that game off because we don't need you running anymore because we just got Dialga. But I will keep Dialga in the bottom right here with the picture. That way, if anyone joins up here at the end, they can, in fact, see that we did get a frickin' shiny Dialga. I always feel so much adrenaline like pumping through me when I get a freaking shiny. It was a rush. It was an absolute rush. That should be good, right? I think that, yeah, that works. Okay, so now that we got our shiny Dialga, let's keep it going with the other 3. Why not? Just for funsies, see if I can double up on a shiny Pokemon God today. Why not? So is it going to make me do that thing again? No, it is not. So I gotta remember now I need to move forward with only 3 encounters per reset instead of 4 because we're only doing 3 games now. But let's keep going. Why not? Why not? See if we can double up. That would be just ridiculous. I mean, there's genuinely no way that happens. Like there's absolutely no shot, but I gotta believe in some kind of miracles, right? I gotta make something crazy happen one day. Like a double shiny kind of day. Oh no, I just did that. Okay. Next reset, don't add encounters. Man, I don't know how I knew. I just knew it would be Dialga. I just had the feeling in my bones the entire time. And now it would be great if we got Giratina. Because that is Giratina is my favorite shiny of the 4, with Dialga being a second. But I did think Dialga would be our first claim. And I don't need to add those encounters. What am I doing? What am I doing? Get it together, boy. I know you excited, but chillax. I don't know what I'm saying right now. I always lose all my sense when I find a freaking shiny. Takes me a second to come back to earth. I can tell. I think there, no. Like more space up there. No, I think we're good. I'm just looking at the overall layout of the games and stuff in the, I think I'm good. I think everything looks decently. Yeah, it's all fine. It doesn't really matter. I get in my head about things being like perfectly aligned and perfectly matched, and it doesn't really matter. I'm definitely the only one who notices the little things that I see and pick up sometimes. Let's see, I guess, how long should I go with these now? Oh, why did you not reset? Okay, what are we doing? Come on. I always hate when I have to do that because I get like, I get in my head and I think, oh, those other games that I just reset twice, there was probably a shiny on one of those. I just reset over it. Now I'll never know. Very likely was not, but I get in my head about that stuff sometimes. Start thinking, what if I messed up? What if I done goofed? Shoot, what was I talking about before Dialga showed up? I think what I was talking about, I was talking about filling out my like national decks and all that, which I think what 5 minutes leading up to this, maybe not even 5 minutes, I was like, oh, I need to get a shiny here so I can move on and figure out what to do about getting these Pokemon in a copy of Black 2. Well, I think I got that squared away. I think I'm good to move on now, because I think if I don't get another shiny here with any of these three by the end of the night, I'm most likely just going to, well, maybe not. I'm trying to think. So how many copies of these games do I have? I do have another copy. I have a Japanese copy of Pearl. So I guess I could always catch the Giratina here in my Japanese copy of Platinum. Actually, no, I don't think I want to do that. No, what am I talking about? I'll just go catch it in my my copy of Diamond down there. That way I can keep, because I have Giratina available to me to shiny hunt in my English copy of Platinum. I did not take it down or catch it when playing through the game. Like I've obviously gone through the main story from my English copy of Platinum up there. But when you encounter Giratina in the main story, you can run away from it. You can defeat it. It does not disappear forever. You can get it again after becoming the champion. You go to like, what is it? Wayspring Cave, whatever they go, Wayback Cave, Turnback Cave, something like that. You can go re-encounter Giratina. So I have Giratina available to shiny hunt in my English copy of Platinum. I can obviously keep it there in my English or my Japanese. I'm all over the place with this. Basically, I'll just go catch a Giratina in my diamond copy down here that got the Dialga, and then I will transfer them over into Black 2, adding 2 of these legendaries to my Pokedex over there in the national decks. I'll probably also catch the Palkia here in my Pearl version and send that over as well, just to complete the trio that I need. And then when I need to shiny hunt Palkia in these games, I will just hunt for it in my Platinum copies, I guess. Is what you can't yeah, you can get Dialga and Palkia in platinum. So I do have that 4th copy of Pearl. I don't know. That's all something I'm gonna have to figure out. I have to do some big thinking on it. Oh, you okay? Oh, goodness. Like, it just came up like now? How do you even get rid of those? I have no idea. I'm sorry. Yeah. Well, I got a shiny. Got a shiny Dialga. Yeah. And it's, I'm encountering 4 different Pokemon at a time. And I've been saying I thought I would get shiny Dialga. And I did. And I did. Yeah, definitely my first, not my 8,000. I don't know why my hair is bothering me back here. I have like a weird tuft of hair like growing out of the base of all my hair down here, and it like, instead of curling out like the rest of it, it like curls in. I can just feel it like itching the back of my head constantly. It's really annoying. Waiting like 2 or 3 more weeks to get a haircut, and then it'll be all gone. I will not have all this back here behind me anymore. I will just move on and do a much shorter, it'll be a little bit longer on the top still. That's the whole reason I'm growing it out now, is so I can keep it longer on the top, but I will get it very much shaven down and improved along the back and sides. Appreciate the follow there over on Twitch from, is it Kale Ina? I guess, do you just go by Kale? Appreciate the follow there. Or is it Kalina? I don't know. Hopefully I got it right. What was I talking about? Oh, I was talking about, well, one, I was talking about what I'll be doing with my legendaries down here. Also getting a haircut. Yeah, I had been keeping my hair for the last few years like really short, like insanely short on top, and basically nothing along the sides and back, just because it's so much easier to maintain and, you know, feels so freeing. Like every time I get a haircut, to cut it down to like that base really short length, I'm always reminded of just like how good it feels, like just to feel the wind, just like the air, just like going along your scalp. It just feels nice. But I'm not really like, I don't hate the way it looks when it's like super short like that, like I had it, but it's not my preferred look. It was just kind of like okay, well, this is easy, and like it's easy to tell people at like sports clips how to do this, and it's not really much of a bother, and I'll just keep it like that. It doesn't really matter. But with the wedding being later this year, I want my hair to look a little bit better than it had been. I want to look good in the pictures, so I will, I'm growing it out so that I can have it longer on the top. Like I used to have it a bit longer on the top with it still really short on the sides, which I'm trying to go back to. But I had it so short on top that I had to just grow out all my hair so that I could grow the length on top. You know, it's like cutting out a big slab of marble. You know, you got to have a big old thing to work, you know, chisel away at, so you get your masterpiece that's in the center. You know, something like that. What up, Hagen? How's it going? Yep, we got Regal, the Shiny Dialga. It was, in fact, Shiny Dialga that... it was Dialga that shined first, I should say. And now I'm looking to see if I can double up on some guides. Some Shiny guides. See if today is the lucky day for the big Shinies. I would like to believe that one day I can get insanely lucky and pull off the double full odds, but isn't that like what? Well, I mean, I guess... What am I trying to say here? I'm trying to say something, and my brain is just like really struggling to formulate whatever words I was trying to come up with there. But really, what? The odds of getting 2 full odd shinies in the same day within, you know, it's like, what is it? It comes out to like 1 in 1.6 million or something. That's basically the odds of like encountering 2 shinies at the same time, but like, you know, just getting 2 full odd shinies is a 1 in 16 million chance, right? Or 1.6 million, not 16 million. Am I doing that math right? I might not be. Probably not. My stream math is always a little... I feel it's always a little suspect. I don't know why. I always lose my mind when trying to math on stream. But yes, even though the odds are heavily stacked against me, I am always hopeful that I can get 2 shinies in one day. Yeah, I mean that, well, I think it's only what is it? It's when you get 2 Pokemon that are the same in a double battle when the game crashes. Because, like, I remember someone saying, oh, if you get 2 shinies in a double battle, the game will crash. But then, like, what? We got, like, a shiny Hoot and a Silcoon or something. It was, like, something. 2 different Pokemon that came out shiny in the double battle. Didn't crash. But then we got, like, what? 2 shiny Baneri or something. And that's when it crashed. So it's, like... Yeah, I don't know what it is about the game's code. Or is it only when you... It might only be Cute Charm that makes it, like... It would be really weird if that was just, like... how the game is. You get 2 Pokemon, 2 of the same Pokemon in a double battle is shiny, the game just crashes. I wonder if it must have something to do with Cute Charm. Like, there's no way. Now, the odds of someone actually runs into 2 shiny Pokemon at the same time in a battle, again, insanely lucky. I doubt, I don't know if anyone's ever actually, I wonder if anyone's ever actually done that. Like, you would think across all the instances of people playing Pokemon and having to go through, like, forced double encounters in Generation 4, I guess it is. You imagine someone has run into 2 shiny Pokemon in the same battle, but has anyone ever run into 2 shiny Pokemon in a double battle and they're the same Pokemon? Because that's even more astronomically low chance because you have, a wide array of Pokemon that you could potentially encounter, so... I'm sure people who understand know how to like break down game code and stuff like that could figure that out. Is it a code issue? Is it like a game issue where genuinely getting 2 shinies of the same Pokemon in a battle kills the game, or does it have to do with the Cute Charm glitch? Is that where the issue lies? I'm sure someone out there knows. It's not me. Boom, boom, boom. So I'm thinking, which I guess we're going to get there a little bit slower than initially planned. I was thinking that I'd go until we got to odds, and then we didn't get a shiny. That's obviously when the stream would end. We'd end once we got to the 8,192 mark, but we did get a shiny. So we do have the Dialga, which that is not actually the game. If you've joined recently, that is not my game actually up. I took a screenshot of the Dialga and put it right there so that, you know, I'm not constantly like resetting over the game or anything. So that DS is turned off with the shiny Dialga on it. I saved like 4 times, so the shiny is good and safe. It is not been lost. We do have that shiny safe and sound. But anyways, I probably still will go with the whole you know, we'll go until like 8,200 encounters, something like that, and then that is when we will call it an evening. See if we can get into the shiny in the next 135 encounters. See if we can double up on our shinies today. Oh my goodness me, excuse me. That was a big old burp right there. Good Lord. The cookout is coming back to bite me. It is coming back to get me. Or maybe actually, I don't know. It would kind of be nice to go chill in bed. I'm starting to, the lazy part of my brain is starting to kick in, take over and be like, hey, wouldn't it be really fun to go like lay in bed and read some though before going to sleep? So maybe we take this to, I don't know. We'll see. We will see. I'll try and persevere. I'll try not to let the comfort of my bed entice me. We'll keep going here for a second. I feel like I always have to be careful with Palkia. If I look away and it comes out on screen, I'm not paying attention. I would like to think that I would still know what its shiny looks like, and I would not accidentally reset over it, but it very well could happen. Palkia is the one that scares me the most, because it's not the world's biggest shiny change. It gets fairly more pink, you know, it gets more saturated, but still, if you ain't paying attention, it is definitely a shiny you could miss. I can get comfy here for a second. But I guess now that I have this shiny Dialga, I need to start getting some other shiny hunts in the works. Getting those ready, because I kind of did this as a spur of the moment, like, oh, we'll take a little bit of a break from Victini. We'll go do something a little else. We'll do a different hunt just to break up the monotony from the Victini hunt. Like I said, genuinely did not think I would actually get a shiny today. But this was kind of like the backup stream, or obviously it was the backup. This is the one I went to after when taking a break from Victini. But other than the Victini hunt and then this, really all I have left is Eevee and Fire Red Leaf Green. So I need to start pushing it a little bit and get some other hunts set up so that we have more options, more variety. But I guess also I do need to. I will eventually need to get all three of these other ones as shiny as well. So could just go through and set up more hunts for these since I'm already pretty well in place for them. So it might be what I do. Probably Giratina. I think Giratina would be the next one that I would full-fledged just all-out hunt for. I think I could easily get that set up to just start moving forward on. Since that is one of my favorite shinies of all time, I probably should just go ahead and do that. Do a devoted Giratina hunt moving forward. And I mean, not in theory, but like technically, I've done well actually, I just realized, how is this going to work? I'm gonna have to do some maths, because like when moving forward with the Giratina stream, we've already done a number of encounters for Giratina through this. So like once I start, the dedicated Giratina hunt, we're technically not starting from 0 encounters. We're starting from, wherever we've come at this point. But the first, which I'll have to make sure I take note of. Why are we not resetting completely games? What are we doing here? Because what was it? It was 7,984, I believe it was, when we got Dialga. So what is that divided by 4? I don't have a calculator. Well, I guess I technically do have a calculator up right now, but I'm using for tracking my encounters. So 7,984 divided by 4 would be some number. It's very, I guess it's basically 2,000, because we were incredibly close to 8K. So it's basically 2,000 encounters for each of these 4 Pokemon individually. And then moving on from there, you gotta like do some subtraction, whatever we got now at their encounters, subtract it by that, and then divide that by 3. That would give us then. And then also there is the 1996. Okay, well that is very fitting. It is 4 days after my birthday, and I was I was born in 96. So how fitting is that? How fitting is that? But like I said, there's the 1996 encounters to get to Dialga, and then from then we have whatever we got up there. And then also there's the additional 250 encounters I did for Giratina back on Halloween last year. I did a combination Cute Charm Glitch hunting stream with resetting for Giratina on Halloween. So also did 250 Giratina encounters on that day. So I'll have to do some quick maths and figure out where we're actually sitting with total number of Giratina encounters whenever I move on to the dedicated Giratina hunt. And I'll just have to take note that all the other two, Arceus and Palkia, those are pretty, well, I guess those also require some additional maths. So never mind. Oh, I just realized I forgot. I need to update our counter now. We are not at 70 anymore. We got 71. Slowly but surely climbing up through the Living Dex. We will make it there eventually. At some point in the next few weeks, I definitely need to sit down and just do another cute charm hunting stream. Get us up to a good old 100 Pokemon added to the Shiny Dex. Which really I need to probably just sit down and I don't know why I can't formulate my words right now. It's like something about getting the shiny fried my brain. I felt this like good flow. I then went through all the hype of finding the shiny, and now I feel fried. So I'm trying to find my words, but they are escaping me at the moment. My plan was whenever we'd found Shiny Victini that I would not pick up another like full-time hunt. I would then just move over to Platinum, you know, the game we have up there encountering Arceus right now. I have the cute charm glitch inactive up there and activated, I should say, not inactive, activated. And I'm just going to start going through and really flesh out all the shinies that I can get with cute charm glitch. Because so far we've gotten 60 something, but there's like close to a good like 300 we can probably get. At least what up, what up, how's it going? Save Sounds, I'll call you Save Sounds. How's it going? Welcome to the stream, glad you're here. But yeah, so I think I'm doing pretty great right now, considering I just got myself a shiny Dialga a few minutes ago. I guess it was like 30 minutes ago at this point, but yeah, it was a little while ago. But I had a pretty solid day, nothing too crazy. It was just a typical day at work. And then sat down to do this, and bada bing, bada boom. 30 minutes in, we got a shiny. And I decided, you know what? I will just keep on going and see if we can get a second. Oh, very nice, very nice. Which starter in particular are you going with? Are you just cycling through, trying to go with whichever one you grab, whichever one you get? Going for 3 days now, about 42 hours. Okay, gotcha, gotcha. You're trying to get Turtwig. Very nice, very nice. Turtwig is a cute little guy. Cute little turtle. But best of luck to you, best of luck. Hopefully you get that shiny real soon. Oh, good. I need to figure out a good way to like stretch out my upper back. Gotta figure that out. Like a good way to get it loosened up, because I always feel like I'm just super tense up here. So I'm having to do something to get it feeling a little bit more relaxed. Let's see, you're about 2 minutes per reset, so you think you're at 1200 right now? Okay, I gotcha, I gotcha. Well, that's pretty good, that's pretty good. You're not too terribly deep in there, so you can still get a good early shiny. But Dialga ended up taking, now this is across all 4 Pokemon. So in total, the number of encounters for all 4, you know, because I'm going for 4 at a time, the 4 individual at a time. It took 7,984 encounters across all 4 Pokemon. I guess I would say 1,200 is early. Now, in BDSP, the base odds is 1 in 4,000. So, like, I would still say 1 in 1,200 is, like, early. Oh, you have no idea. It was a few weeks back. I got a shiny Tepig it took me 17,000 encounters to get a shiny Tepig recently. So, getting this Dialga in 7,000 was actually really good. It took me forever to get that shiny Tepig. 8 months to be precise. Took a long time. Yeah, it was a grind for sure. It took forever. this really wasn't that bad. I mean, I think in total, the amount of time I've spent like doing this shiny hunt, because these resets are pretty quick, especially when you have 4 games going at one time. You get a good number of encounters. Like this, I mean, this took me a few months, but it's like I don't really do this hunt super often, so like this hunt really was not too bad at all getting the Dialga. Oh, I'm not doing it like... I'm not doing it certain days in a row. Like, the last time I shiny hunted for these Pokemon, when was that? Let me go check that out, because I'm looking for this today. Last time I actually did this shiny hunt was over a month ago. Last time I touched this was February 10th. So it's been over a month since the last time I tried looking for these starters, or these shining gods right here. Well, let's see. In total, I'll go look at the total number of streams I did. So we got 1 for this one, then we got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it was 9 total streams, with each stream being on average 2 hours. So I would say it took roughly 18 hours total to get the shiny Dialga, maybe. A little guesstimate right there. Yeah, like 18 hours really isn't bad at all. Like this was a very quick hunt. Like this did not, it really didn't take that much time. But that's because I have 4 games going at once and the resets are not too bad. Tepig though, good lord, I don't even want to know how many hours it took me to get Tepig. That was probably, I feel like at least 100 hours if I'm thinking about how many total streams I probably did looking for Tepig. And generally I stream around 2 hours. So I would say at minimum it took me like 100 hours to get Tepig. Spread across 8 months. Something like that. Probably, it's honestly probably more than that. I'd have to go back and add up all the time for all the streams, which is a lot. There were a lot of streams. That was the main hunt I was doing for a while. Yeah, this Shiny Living Dex that I'm doing is going to be a massive time sink. Massive time sink. Like, I'm talking years and years of my life and who knows how many thousands of hours. It's going to take a long time to get this done. How long am I going to keep going? That is a great question. I was kind of thinking, since I already got the shiny, that once I got to the odds, you know, once I got to 8,192, I was thinking maybe I would call it an evening. Basically going to 8,200. So like 50 more encounters, which is not too terribly much longer. Really, I just kept going because I was like, oh, how fun would it be to get a second one? And I didn't really have anything else super lined up for the rest of the stream, so I was kind of just doing the extra resets for these 3 kind of as a little consolation. Thank you, I appreciate it. I would say Giratina is the next one I really want to get. Then it would be Arceus, and then unfortunately Palkia is a little bit lagging behind. Not my favorite shiny in the world for Palkia there, but it could be worse. Could be worse. How do you stream it? I'm using DS capture cards, so this is the DS that got the Dialga on it. It's off right now. That's just a screenshot of Dialga. But yeah, so I have 4 DSs connected to my computer with capture cards, and to control them all, I have this universal wireless controller right here. So this one DS allows me to control all 4 at the same time. Right now it's just 3 because I only have 3 running, but yeah, Palkia is unfortunately one of those shinies that just doesn't change all that much, which I'm not a huge fan of. So you do have to get them modded. It's just a USB-C cable that plugs in to your computer, but you do have to get the DSs themselves modded to add in the capture card equipment. You can do the modding yourself. You can order the parts and open up your DS, install it and everything on your own, or you could ship off the DS to the person who provides it. I think they're known as Loopy, I think. Oh yeah, no, I think installing the capture cards is fairly simple. I didn't do it myself. I bought these off eBay. I'd been wanting to get capture cards for my DSs for a minute, but then I just happened to go on eBay and I was just like, oh, DS capture cards, why not? And I saw this listing that had 4 for sale, and I was like, well, that's probably roughly how much money I'm going to spend on everything anyways. So I was like, screw it, why not? Save myself a whole bunch of hassle and trouble, and it also came with the wireless controller stuff, so I was like, this is a match made in heaven. I'll just pick that up real quick. Ooh, man, my back. I'm trying to pop it real quick. But I do have I have 4 additional DSs that I could install more capture cards into, but I don't think I'll ever be doing that, simply because the issue with trying to shiny hunt on 8 games at a time is the fact that I have to play through 8 games to get them set up for the shiny hunt. Like, the number of games I'm having to play through right now to get all this set up is already a lot, so adding 4 more would be insane. Like, the number of playthroughs of these games I've had to do is ridiculous at this point. Kind of thinking about joining the stream because I ordered 3DS, just have 2 hours in a row. I feel that. I definitely feel that. I got rid of a lot of my childhood gaming stuff. I got rid of my original Game Boy Color. I got rid of my original DS. Not all my original Pokemon games, but most of my original Pokemon games I got rid of. So I definitely feel that. Yeah. Yeah, it's the buying of all the games and playing through them all that is the biggest obstacle for me. Oof. That is unfortunate. I accidentally took a cell phone swimming one time. Back when back before smartphones, back when I had a flip phone. I jumped in the lake when I was like probably 12, I think. Jumped in the lake with my smartphone, or not my flip phone in my pocket, and got out, and I was like, wait, what is that feeling in my pocket? And it was fried. It was toast. Phones were not waterproof back then. You went swimming in the lake with it, it was done. Water park, yeah, that'll do it to you. That'll do it. But at least the 3DS had fun on its way out, you know? The 3DS got to go send down some water slides, you know, do the wave pool. It at least had a good end of its life. That feels like a little bit of a karma coming to get you. That's one of those cosmic lessons that the universe is trying to teach you as a young kid. They're like, hey, you tried to be sneaky and work this past your mom, and look what happened. You tried to break the rules, and he got burned. Well, that works out. I'm sure they, well, I mean, I guess siblings, they definitely might have minded you using their gaming system, their consoles. Unfort. Takes it with her and doesn't even keep track of it. Tisk. 10 years later and you're still holding on to that grudge. You're like, damn you, taking my 3DS. How dare you? For some reason, my sister, I mean, she played like, you know, video games some growing up. She had a Game Boy Advance SP just like I did. She had a DS and everything, but she didn't play them nearly as much as I did. So I would generally, and for some reason hers were like better than mine. Like her SP had like a brighter screen. Well, we both had DS Lites, so it was, you know, same difference, but she didn't really care too much. So I would just use them every now and then when, if mine was dead or something. You got a Game Boy Classic from your parents. Very nice, very nice. I have a Game Boy Classic in my closet. I don't think it really works, but I got it. I picked it up for like $20 from a secondhand store way back in the day. Never really used it. I just thought it was cool. It was $20, so I was like, why not? Making your own handheld console with a Raspberry Pi. Very neat. Very cool. Me and coding, me and programming and all that, that's never been my thing. I had to take a few coding classes in college. I was not meant to be a computer scientist, programmer. Yeah, I don't know what's up with my Game Boy Classic. It's just old. It was working. It worked when I first got it, but for some reason now it's like, maybe hey, I guess it could just be the batteries. That is always the potential. Could just be the batteries. Well, hey, I mean, YouTube is a great source of information. You definitely can learn a lot of stuff without a degree, without any classes, and be very proficient in things. In fact, part of me, partially, there are a lot of merits to college and education and all that. Definitely, you know, being educated is very important, but school is not the end all be all. You can learn a lot and do a lot just through your own perseverance. I'm not personally built like that. But if you are, you can achieve a lot with without schooling. It is not the end all be all. It is definitely very important. Getting an education, definitely a good idea, but it is not the end all be all determining factor of success, I will say. Of getting things done. Oh, that's all good. Like, I have a whole bunch of stuff in front of my closet right now. I could not even get to the Game Boy if I wanted to. It is soundly tucked away way back there behind a whole bunch of crap. So next time I find myself digging through there, I might bring it out just so I have it sitting on my desk up here. But it is a little bit out of the way. And I need to add those right there. Oh, well, I'm really sorry to hear about that. Yeah, college was tough. I had some mental health stuff going on during college as well. It was a tough time, but you know, it is you can get through it. It'll, you know, it takes time, but it can be overcome. It just it is not the easiest. It definitely there's a lot of times when it feels like it's impossible, but it can definitely just take some work, but I hope you get there. Yeah, it could be something with the battery connections. It could just be that maybe I just had bad batteries. I mean, that is always the possibility as well. At the end of the day, I don't really need it. There are no games I'm going to play on it, so I just kind of have it to have it. But I gotcha. Well, we are at 8,200 encounters. I mean, we're over odds, but we're also like not, because like we got a shiny under odds and then we kept going for the other Pokemon. So like today was a very successful day. This was a very successful stream. We got the shiny Dialga like I'd been calling, and yeah, it was fun talking to you too. Thanks for dropping on into the stream. I will be back on Friday. No shiny hunting on Friday. I'll be doing Kaizo Ironmon on Friday. But yeah, hopefully see you then. But yeah, that'll be it for the day. Thanks to everyone for turning on out. We got a freaking shiny. That is always a dang good day. Thank you. Good luck to your shiny hunts as well. Appreciate it. And I will see you all then. Next time, Friday. Yeah, it's fun. It's brutal, but it's very fun. I'm enjoying it. It is tough. It is unforgiving, but it's a good time. So I'm looking forward to see how far I can go in that. But I started looking at the UI of all the games. Yeah, anyways, I'm getting distracted. I need to head on out. I'll see y'all later.